goldsmith's dirty little secret. Imagine your money has one job: sit still, do nothing. That's how money used to work. In the 1600s, there were no banking apps, no passwords, just heavy gold coins, shiny, loud, and irresistible to thieves. So people handed their gold to the safest guy in town, the goldsmith. He had a vault and a guard with a sharp stick. You gave him your gold. He gave you a paper note saying, "Your gold is safe." Soon, nobody bothered touching the gold anymore. They traded the paper instead. That's when the goldsmith noticed something terrifying and brilliant. Almost no one ever came back for the gold, so he asked himself a dangerous question. What if I write more receipts than I have gold? He did. He loaned out fake receipts, charged interest, and got rich lending money that didn't exist. This wasn't a glitch. It was the birth of modern banking. Money worked because people believed it did. Trust replaced metal. That quiet scam became the blueprint for the entire financial system. The trick goes official. Governments watched this chaos and didn't panic. They took notes. In 1694, Britain made it official. The Bank of England was born. This wasn't just a bank. It was a government-approved money factory powered by debt. The rule was simple: keep a little cash, lend out the rest. You deposit money. The bank lends most of it away. That loan gets deposited somewhere else. That bank lends again. One pile of money turns into many. This multiplier fuels growth, but it's built on a lie. If everyone asks for their money at once, it's gone. The trick became law. Your money's worst nightmare. When people realize the vault is empty, panic spreads. That panic has a name: a bank run. It starts with a rumor, then a line, then locked doors. The first people get paid. Everyone else gets nothing. Before 1913, America had no safety net. When banks failed, they died alone. Banking worked only as long as people stayed calm. Once fear showed up, the system ate itself. Your money wasn't money, it was a promise. Building the fire department. After watching banks explode every decade, the US built a firefighter. In 1913, the Federal Reserve was created. Its job: stop bank fires from spreading. Later came deposit insurance, a promise from the government. If your bank fails, we'll pay you. Fear vanished. Runs slowed. The system wasn't fixed. People just stopped checking. Stability became psychological. When everything burns. Anyway, 1929 came and the stock market crashed. Banks collapsed, savings vanished. Over 9,000 banks died. The Fed froze, money shrank. Panic fed panic. The system designed to multiply wealth multiplied misery instead. Trust broke, and no institution could glue it back together. Cutting the gold chain. For centuries, money was tied to gold, at least in theory. After World War II, the dollar still had a leash. Then America printed too much money. Other countries demanded gold. In 1971, President Nixon snapped the leash. No more gold, no anchor. Money became pure belief, paper backed by paper. The goldsmith's trick reached its final form. Playing God with interest rates. Now someone had to steer this imaginary system. That job fell to central banks. Their tool? Interest rates. Lower them. Money floods the system. Raise them. Everything slows. They try to fine-tune the global economy with one dial. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it creates bubbles. When bubbles pop, they clean up their own mess by making a bigger one. The 2008 collapse. Cheap money ran wild. Mortgages were handed out like candy. Banks bundled bad loans and sold them as gold. When homeowners defaulted, the illusion shattered. Trust vanished overnight. Banks froze. The system nearly died. So the government stepped in. Banks were too big to fail. Losses were dumped on the public. Profits stayed private. Pain was shared. The age of free money. After almost destroying the world, central banks doubled down. Interest rates hit almost zero. Money printing went nuclear. Trillions appeared digitally. Asset prices soared. Debt exploded. Markets became addicted. Any attempt to stop caused panic. The fire hose never shut off. The inescapable cost. Here's where it ends. Every new dollar weakens the old ones. Savings shrink, wages lag, debt grows everywhere. Governments, corporations, families. The system pulls tomorrow's wealth into today and charges interest for the favor. It enables growth and guarantees instability. The goldsmith's trick now runs the planet. Your bank balance is an IOU, backed by trust, protected by confidence, and confidence is fragile. Subscribe before the magician runs out of rabbits.